Welcome to the Get Offset podcast. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Emily. And we're here this week with Julia from the band Ratboys.
Yes.
Woo.
Hello.
Which I will add is just a name that makes me laugh every time I think about it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty silly, but
yeah,
we have a good
it's
time.
memorable.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been my nickname for a long time, so kind of stuck with it at this point.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I knew a gang of dudes who was in a band called Diarrhea Planet, so it's not like Diarrhea Planet in weirdness, but
That band rules. They can pull it off every day, every time.
yes. Well, rest in peace, Diarrhea Planet.
Totally.
Yes.
I heard that band blows, but
They've never heard that before.
I know.
Blows both.
Low-hanging fruit, I know.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like to imagine you just came up with that, so
Yes, just off the fly.
I'll give it to you. So, what are you all drinking? I have a gin with its new Fever Tree tonic, this aromatic pink tonic, and I'm pretty excited and pleased with myself for my purchase.
That sounds fancy. I have not started alcohol drinking yet for the day.
Okay, can we just point out that it is 5:00?
It is 5:00. I'm not trying to insinuate anything. I'm just simply stating the fact that I have not started drinking alcohol today. With the
however,
no, I've been completely sober unless you count caffeine for the day up to this point.
Good for you.
Now I will preface that with there's a huge yet as a part of that statement, but in this current moment, we're not there yet. In this current moment, I have a organic kombucha from Brew Doctor.
Oh, that is
what flavor?
Super berry. So this is raspberry and blueberry, and it's made with oolong tea.
Wow.
Ooh, I like oolong tea.
Yum.
I'm definitely a fan of oolong tea.
Love it. I worked at a kombucha stand for summer. That was one of my little side jobs. That was actually last summer. That was really fun.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. It was
You got a
pleasant.
favorite kombucha type?
Well, I am pretty new to the whole kombucha world, if I'm being honest. The first time I ever had it was 10 seconds before we opened. And someone was like, so how long have you been drinking kombucha? And I was like, not very long. But yeah, so I'm not super familiar with it. I was working for Kavita, which is one of the big brands. They're owned by Pepsi, so it's a national chain.
Oh, okay.
But I really they have a ginger flavor that's really good, and a pineapple peach that's really good. My brother and sister live in Portland, and so they don't love kombucha because they live there, but it's perfect because they love it. And I know there's a big scene in Portland for kombucha. So,
well, I used to work for some event promoters, and all of our events were sponsored by Hum Kombucha. And I don't usually dig kombucha, but Hum makes some awesome booch.
Cool, hell yeah! The booch is where it's at, as they say.
Yeah.
I feel I didn't really prepare a cool drink for this. I'm just drinking water out of my water bottle, but it's actually empty. I just finished it, so I'm drinking nothing. I guess that's dangerous.
What about pets? Do you have any pets?
No. We dog sit quite often for friends and family. Not as much right now, / not at all right now because we're staying.
Nobody
home.
needs it,
right? Yeah, exactly. But no, we tend to be gone so much, on tour and stuff, that it's just not really feasible for us to have a pet. But someday, Dave and I really want to get a cat, so that's a dream in the distance.
Yeah. Oh, a cat.
Yeah.
I have a cat named Princess Carrie Fisher, but if she were a boy, she would have been named Tomcat Waits.
Great. That's awesome. Love those names.
And oh, thank you. I can't take any credit for Princess Carrie because that's how we adopted her, but
nice.
It suits her. She's a little fiery princess.
Aww. I saw on Instagram yesterday, a friend of mine, I guess, has a pet, I think a dog named Bono. like from U2. I was like, that's such a good
It's
name.
actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't even like U2, but I like Bono as a pet
It's- yeah,
name.
it's just a
As
cool
long
name.
as the dog has the sunglasses, I'm 1000% behind
Yeah,
that.
as long as the dog is like loves peace and wants to change the world, then it's all good.
Yes. He really wants to feed the hungry. Very much.
Yep.
Yeah, if you ever sad, just Google dog that looks like Jeff Lynne.
Okay, I'll do
Yeah.
that.
I will
And
not.
Do you know what Jeff Lynne looks like? Do you know who that is, Andrew?
I don't, but I'm scared to look now.
Do you know what ELO? Do you know the band ELO?
Ah.
No.
Oh, bummer.
They're
You're not that young.
they're really good. Dave and I played in a wedding band, and we played Telephone Line at the wedding.
Nice.
It was great. You've probably heard that song, Andrew. It's like on the radio and stuff.
And you've definitely
I'm sure
heard,
I've heard it.
Mr. Blue Sky.
Yes.
I've probably also heard that. Chances are pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, wow. Though that I don't know how to feel about that podcast.
You know,
over.
it's very possible that I know exactly who this is. My brain just needs like a good memory jog. I'm not great with name recognition.
Unless it's Rush.
Rush is variety. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, Andrew, what's new with you? I know you got some new gear you really want to tell everybody about.
Yeah, I just literally an hour ago, I picked up or just had delivered to my front door a DoD rubberneck, which is a analog delay pedal, and I got to play with it for about 15 minutes right before we started recording this, and already super blown away by it, and definitely finding myself fighting the urge to completely scrap the board build I'm in the middle of right now, to find a way to incorporate it because it's so good.
How many pedals do you have?
In total, or on the board build?
On your board. Like, how many do you have room for? I'm just curious. Also, I apologize if this is common knowledge, but
Oh, why would it be common knowledge? We are not well-known people.
but in the podcast, you know what I mean?
Bah.
Yeah. I did a rant, or not a rant, but a quick board run through of
A quick 15-minute board run through.
Sure.
It was relatively quick.
It was at least 10 minutes long. I edited it. I'm just teasing you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
How
12?
big is your board? What is the size, approximate size? What is it the same size as?
It's an IKEA cutting board.
Cool. That's fun.
So it's actually not that big. I think it's 18 by 12.
Okay.
That's only a little bit smaller than a Squatch large size board, Andrew. I think those are 12 by 24 or something.
I feel like I'd have to grab
14 by 24.
I almost just want to grab a tape measure super quick because I'm second guessing myself. But I've got everything super crammed on there.
Yeah, I mean, he really does have them scooched right up against each other, top jack kind of things.
Damn, it's impressive.
What about you? How many pedals? Where do you rock in, Julia?
I play with 3 pedals, including a tuner. But Dave, our
essential.
Yeah. I have a light distortion pedal and then a EQ pedal. And
what's your light distortion pedal?
It's called the Timmy. It's
oh, you got a Timmy.
Yeah, that's the first pedal. Dave got that for me as a birthday gift.
That's a really good birthday gift.
Yeah, I love it. He got it a few years ago, and so I've been rocking that one. That's my fave. But then I got the Earthquake Tone Job.
Nice.
We used that in the studio a bunch on this last album, and I really liked it, and so I got one for myself. But yeah, it's I use that as my little boost, and then the Timmy's the big boost and the bassy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've been in the I really want to get a reverb pedal and maybe a fuzz pedal, but nice. I don't know. It doesn't feel right to buy those right now. Maybe when we're all playing together again and I can really dial it in what I want it to sound like. But yeah, my pedal board is Dave made it from scratch, and he made his too. It's really cool. Yeah, awesome. It's it's maybe 14 inches long and 3 or 4 inches tall. It's just really long and narrow, but it's kind of like the size of like a, I don't know, like a paddle or something that you'd hit someone with.
I like a lot of people have like the deep ones and like really stack them 3 deep, and I would not be able to operate that while I'm playing. Like I have between 6 and 8 pedals on my board when I'm playing. Sometimes less if we're doing flyaway. Like we did some gigs where we flew to Texas and actually made like the day before like a little pedal board that fit in my bag.
Oh, cool.
So that was the fewest pedals I'd ever I'd played with that band. But even like the 6 I have, sometimes I'm like, oh, I forgot to turn that off, and now I have synthesizer sounds coming through on a non-synthesizer part. Oh, now the delay is going crazy because I turned it to the optical set, like all this crazy dumb stuff. And
Totally.
Sometimes less can be more.
I'm pretty new to the whole world of pedals. I only got an electric guitar like 6 years ago, which sounds like a long time ago, but I don't know. I first started playing guitar like 15 years ago. So for like a lot of like 2/3 of my guitar life so far, it was all acoustic guitar. So I'm slowly but surely kind of exploring the pedal world.
Yeah, well, if you ever want to geek out pedals, I love geeking out pedals.
Cool. I'll hit you up.
Yeah. Sounds like Dave has a good understanding of pedals too, though.
Oh yeah, he's got a good grasp. He doesn't use a ton. I think he uses maybe 5, but he definitely like uses them to their limit. Like he uses meow. He uses like the whatever out of his pedals. He's like constantly adjusting them and like just uses them in different songs for different reasons, and it's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And I've already opened the door on the cussing, so I'm gonna have that file handy. So whatever. Cheers.
So full confessions, I have like enough lead on my headphones. I was able to step 6 feet behind me and measure my board.
Love it.
20 inches by 12 inches, give or take half an inch.
Nice.
That's about the size of like a Pedal Train Classic, I think, isn't it? A scudge smaller. Today's episode is brought by the word scudge.
Is it like scudge? How would you spell that?
You don't spell scudge. It's like oofda.
I want to know how it's spelled.
Or like usually, like the abbreviation of usually. How do you spell that? There's no way.
Uge. I feel like you'd have to.
O-U-G-E.
I think you'd have to start uge with a Y. Like Y-O-U-G-E almost makes the sound huge.
Yeah, probably. But then you're like, then you don't.
Very presidential of you.
Yes. Huge. Oh, God.
Well, scudge is a Muppet, apparently, also. I don't think that's where I got it.
Subconsciously,
Scotch.
deep down inside.
Oh, scotch. Is scotch? What are these consonants all put together?
Is this German?
Sorry. It's Scottish. And a scotch is one who does menial work, so that doesn't sound right. I'm gonna
Well, I am now retroactively incredibly insulted.
Why?
Because can I just be dramatic? Is that too much to ask?
I mean, if you're gonna be insulted, I think you have to give a general what or why.
So what's new with you?
With me? Oh God, damn it! I thought you would never ask. I got my first synth. I got an Akai MPK Mini Mark II, and I figured out how to make it work with Studio One, which is my DAW. So expect me to just become very obnoxious with my synth things.
Cool.
My life is changing.
That's exciting.
Well, pretty soon here you'll just be you'll be deep into the modular synth world.
Yeah, I will make us merge with Podular Modcast, which is an actual podcast based in Seattle, Washington, about modular synth.
It's a great podcast.
Yeah, and Tim and Hannah are wonderful people. I don't think Hannah's part of the podcast, but she's really fun.
And Tim has no choice as to whether or not we are now merging. Apparently we are.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So, yeah, I have that Mark II, that MPK Mini Mark II, and I just released a demo for the Tysco boost, and I tried to do something a little bit more involved with that one. Did you watch it, Andrew?
Well, way to call me out. No, I was
By
too busy.
asking you a question.
I haven't watched it yet, but only because I spent the only free time that I had playing around with my new toys.
Oh, well, that's fine. So it actually whatever. It's fine. I'm proud. I'm happy. Thanks to Tysco for being a sponsor of this podcast. Watch my demo for their boost pedal. It's pretty neat. And I think it sounds best when it's used before a drive. I actually might do another video with it. I kind of want to put it in front of different dirt pedals I have to see like exactly how gooder it makes them. You know?
Much
No?
gooder, I assume.
Be gooder.
Das ist gut.
Or
Everything sounds scarier in German if we weren't already aware of that.
Schmetterling. Yeah, it does. Butterfly. Doof. Schmetterling ist doof. That's all the German I know. I just know how to insult butterflies.
The only phrases you really need to know is bitte ein Bit, which is always really helpful.
Bitte means please.
Yep.
Because that's some Cincinnati slang, because we say please instead of huh, when we don't know what the hell you just said.
My favorite German word has got to be Krankenhaus, which is
that...
It's hospital.
Oh, God, that's not what I thought it was.
But it sounds really intimidating.
Krankenhaus. Ich nein sprechende Deutsch. Hallo, ist Steffi da? You might want to turn your preamp down a little bit more, actually. Look at your wavelengths, dude. They are robust. That might have been down too much. Is he just gone?
Yeah, maybe he's just...
No, I'm here.
Ah.
Okay.
It's just funny that you say that because my wavelengths don't look that bad on my screen and yours look like they're clipping.
Whoa,
So.
Yours look twice the size of mine on my screen. Julia's looks like mine.
Yeah,
See,
mine
look about the same as Julia's.
I don't know why mine looks so small.
Well, then this must not mean anything, so we'll just
It probably
disregard.
means nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Julia, what's new with you?
Not too much, to be honest. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. That's been really fun.
Nice.
Been playing... Well, yesterday... I smoked weed yesterday for the first time in like this whole year. So that was fun. And Dave and I jammed a little bit on electric guitar. We haven't been doing that as much. I've been playing mostly acoustic guitar.
Do y'all live in an apartment or can you get loud?
We live in a house. We can get loud. It's just weird because it's not weird at all, but I feel a little bit mindful of all of our roommates are here, working from home. And so we have 3 roommates. And so, normally they would be out doing stuff. And so, we try not to be loud all day long because you don't want to annoy anyone, but everyone, Sean, one of our roommates, is in the band with us, and our other 2 roommates are super, super chill about it. And so, we're lucky because we can definitely, make music whenever we want, which is awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Alternatively, you could just, if they ever complain, you could just shout really loudly, "You're not my mom."
Exactly. That's
slam the door.
Plan B for sure. But
man, how mad would you have to be at your roommate to actually verbally confront them? I can't imagine.
Yeah, we're lucky that won't happen. They are so chill. And it was funny though, because when we're gone on tour for a long time, they kind of have the house to themselves. They're a couple too. And so, when our tour got canceled, I was like, "Hey, sorry, we're going to be around, indefinitely." And they were like, "No, we're so happy, so, it's nice to live with people who are really nice and really chill.
Yeah, man, that is great.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been mostly been playing acoustic guitar. Luckily, back in November, the last tour that we did was with our bass player Sean's band. It's called Jupiter Styles, and we did a tour with Jupiter Styles, playing in Jupiter Styles. throughout the Midwest back in November. And when we were in St. Louis, we went to Music Around, which I don't know if there are any on the West Coast. Do you guys have Music Around by any chance?
Is it a record?
No, it's like a used instrument store. It's like Guitar Center, but everything's used. And there's no, the people who work there generally seem to be like less douchey to me. Not putting down Guitar Center. I've had some weird experiences there though, but.
Oh yeah. I mean, strong same. Andrew used to work at Guitar Center.
Okay, dang.
Are you calling me kind of douchey? Come on.
Sorry. No, I just had 90% of my experiences at Guitar Center have been medium, like fine, but the rest.
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, I know it's hit or miss, and it's usually a hard miss when it's a hard miss and like a soft hit.
But Music Around is great, and it's kind of like a dying chain. But
I think I went to one in Minneapolis.
Yeah, there's one in Duluth. I bought an amp there.
There's one in. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The Duluth one on their location.
Yes,
page.
It was awesome. And the one that I went to most recently is in just outside St. Louis, like 20 miles west of St. Louis. And I found this really cool, like classical nylon style guitar, but it's like really small. And I'm just kind of like a small person. Like I have small hands, and I generally really like short scale guitars, especially like acoustic guitars. And so it was perfect, and it was super cheap, and picked that up. And so I've been playing that a lot. It's been really nice. That's awesome. What I was just playing for the Audio Tree live stream, and yeah.
Oh, really? I had no idea that was a nylon string guitar.
It's strung right now with half steel strings, half nylon strings, but it's like a classical guitar.
Oh, cool.
I love it.
Nice. Have you ever tried tenor guitars? Those are pretty good for people with smaller hands.
I would love to have one. I went to there's a music festival in Louisville called Forecastle. Did you ever go to Forecastle? Recently?
Oh, yes, definitely went to Forecastle.
I don't know if you were there in 2012. That was a really good year. Wilco.
Who was that?
Wilco headlines.
Was that the year Outcast?
No, I think. Well, what I remember, I saw Andrew Bird was there. It was just like a very like. Now that I'm looking back, just like a white indie lineup. I don't know, like
were the Replacements or Sharon Jones?
That Replacements was there in 2014, and that was awesome. They played the same night as
definitely went 2014.
And Billy Joe from Green Day was there. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he was there, and he kissed Phil Westerberg on the cheek at the end of it, or the mouth. It might have been the mouth.
Sick. And Beck, that was like a really good year too. But in 2012, the reason I brought it up was because in 2012, like Real Estate Beach House, all these really good bands played, but then Nico Case played. And
no, I couldn't go to that. I was so pissed because I love her.
Awesome. And she played a tenor guitar, but it was like a Gibson SG tenor guitar. It was really cool.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, those are expensive and hard to find, but you can still sometimes find the Eastwood Astro Jet.
Okay.
And that's basically a copy of those old Gibson SG style tenor guitars.
Cool. Yeah, I would probably
with its Smokey the Bear sticker on hers.
Okay, see, I don't even remember that. I remember it was white, I think, but yeah, that was really cool. And I didn't know what that guitar was, and so I went home and looked it up, and then I got to play one, like an acoustic one, in a guitar shop in like Galway, Ireland, when I was over there. And so I've never owned one, but someday maybe that'd be really cool.
Yeah, you can get acoustic ones for I think sub $200.
Nice. Yeah, I would need to, I don't really know how to play it, so I'd have to, it'd be fun to learn.
Well, you can play it like the top 4 strings of a guitar.
Oh, okay. I thought I had 3 strings. Okay.
It is 4, and you can tune it like either a mandolin, so that would be tuned in fifths, or you could tune it like the top 4 strings of a guitar, or like the bottom 4 strings. Cool. Hey, it'd be like Keith Richards.
Nice.
And you can tune it to like open G, like a banjo. So it's kind of one of those instruments where there are no rules.
That's sweet. Yeah. I'll add that to the list for sure.
Yeah. All right. So I guess one of the things that's kind of new for you is Ratboys came out with a new record right before the world shut down.
Yeah, almost 2 months ago. And it's April. It's like the 3rd week of April right now. So yeah, February 28th, we put out our new record, and we were lucky because we got to play 2 shows in Chicago. Looking back, who knows if that was safe to do, but we had no idea.
I feel the same way.
We had no idea. So We were lucky though, because selfishly we got to play and it was great. And we played at 2 really different venues here in Chicago. And they both sold out. It was like a super, just very like happy, ideal time. But
where'd you play? Was it Hideout? Metro?
Yeah, the Hideout was the second night. That was on Leap Day. It was really cool.
Leap Day should be fun.
Man, it was sick. And for anyone who's never been to the Hideout, it's like a really unique, special venue. It's kind of in this weird little like industrial zone. It's where they like keep all the garbage trucks at night. Although it's changing rapidly. Like, it kind of sucks. Chicago's about to raise that whole area and build like a huge development. So hopefully it'll survive, but it definitely won't be like kind of out in the middle of nowhere like it was before. But anyways, it's like a small.
That's kind of like the Gulch in Nashville.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
but
I used to be just train tracks, and now it's like stupid expensive condos. But somehow like our Hideout, the Station Inn, has just this 1-story building just in the middle of it, has somehow survived it all so far.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, so you played the Hideout on the 29th.
Yeah, and then the day before, the day that the album came out, we played Lincoln Hall, which is an awesome venue we had been hoping to headline for a while. Nice. Yeah, it was, and that's like a super, like, I don't know, just a very like beautiful, like bigger venue. And so it was a cool experience to get to play like 2 very different, but equally like loved venues. We just love both of them. So it was really sweet. But yeah. But I mean, and then it was about 10 days, almost 2 weeks later that we, postponed essentially the tour.
Did you get to play any of the dates that live in Chicago?
No. The tour was meant to start on March 14th and run essentially, I mean, we had booked 3 months essentially. And so we would be getting home on June 16th, but from Europe. But it was on March 12th that we realized that this wasn't going to happen, but that's okay.
Honestly, like everything seemed to shut down so quickly at the time, but now even looking back on it's even more apparent of how quick it was, because my band, we were playing in Texas that Leap Day weekend, and we would not have done it, I don't think, if we had known that there was any sort of risk that there was an outbreak in Seattle, especially. Yeah. And so now we look back at that as like the last shows we'll have played for the foreseeable future, and I'm glad that they were great. But yeah, I don't. When you were saying like that might not have been a great choice, I'm like, nobody knew.
Didn't know. I looking back, it's just kind of, it's funny and kind of painful to look back at just like how sure I was, like the certainty that nothing was gonna change. Like someone messaged us on Facebook in like early February, and they were like, "Hey, I'm from England. Like, what do you think the chances that South by Southwest is going to get canceled? Because I have my flights, but I'm really nervous about it." And I was like, "Dude, there is no way." Like, the city of Austin,
I said 0% until the day they did.
So I was like, the city of Austin makes so much money at South by each year. Like, that's the main tourist, like attraction in the city of Austin. I mean, it's a beautiful city.
It's one of their 3 biggest money making things, after the UT football games and the Formula One.
Right. So like huge moneymaker, and I mean, not to be cynical, but I just didn't think they would cancel it for that reason mainly. But yeah, that was March 6th when they canceled South by, and I was like, oh my god, like this must be actually pretty rough.
Serious.
Yeah, but
yeah.
So it's looking back, I'm like, damn, how were we not informed about this? But whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, there's nothing you can do about the past the things that you did or didn't do. I remember being shocked that it took Tree Fort so long to reschedule.
Sure.
Because I was so bummed, because I've gone a few times with some friends, and I've always wanted to go with my husband, and I finally talked him into doing this year. And we had press passes.
Nice.
And I'm just sitting back. I'm like, I'm just waiting for it to cancel so I can try to get our money back on the tickets and on the flights and the Airbnb.
Yeah. Tree Fort. I was really looking forward to that one. I think it'll be interesting to see whether it is able to happen in September. I really hope so. We're not able to make it, but who knows? Like, yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, then what's the point?
No, I mean, like, it's. I hope that it happens because it's one of the best festivals in the country. I wish that we could be there. It's just so far from where we live, but yeah, it's going to be fascinating to kind of see how things like resolve and open back up again and then close. Who knows, like, how it's going to work out this fall? But
yeah, I have no idea. I think that I can't get into that too much. But so you put out this album, it started getting really strong reviews, and then you had to cancel the tour, so you pivot.
Yeah.
So what all have you been doing to kind of keep that momentum going as well as anybody can?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we've been mainly just doing lots of live streams. It doesn't replace the experience of going to a show and seeing the full band. That's the tough thing. Right when the lockdown started in Illinois, and it just got extended here through May 30th. So it's
good
going.
For y'all,
but,
honestly.
So yeah, it is a good thing. Our governor's doing a good job, but it's the thing that I didn't take into account right away is that we couldn't get together with our drummer, Marcus, because he lives with his wife across town. And so, like, just respecting the rules of the lockdown, like, we like can't get together with him. And so we got asked to do some of these cool live streams where it's like they really want a full band performance, blah, 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 and like mic it up really cool. And we were like, yeah, let's do it. But then we realized, like, shoot, we can't like do that. We can't invite all these people because like we were going to have like sound people and whatever. We're like, we can't like have people come over to our house. Like that's, this isn't like allowed. And so we had to kind of change course really quickly. And I realized, as did everyone, that the main move right now is unless you all live together in your band, the main move is to do like more stripped down live streams. So we've been doing that. I've been playing like acoustic and with Dave, and mainly we've been doing this show on Twitch, which we have a lot of fun with, which is a little bit more than just like your typical Instagram live stream, because we're able to do like different camera angles and like we mic it up differently from night to night, and we have segments and like guests and stuff like that. So it's really fun. And the shtick is that we play in front of a green screen, and so we're like playing in a different place, essentially each night. So we call it virtual tour, and it's been really, really fun.
Yeah, I liked your show from space. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, man, played on the moon. It was a dream.
First band since Zoatoa from Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
Protozoa.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Protozoa. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun. We just played at BAM's Castle BAM from Viva La BAM. That was really fun.
Oh, okay. The Brooklyn Academy of Music?
No, very far from that. No.
Different band.
Hero's House.
It's like, what?
Yeah, no, it's been a hoot because it just gives us something to work on, and it's a lot of fun. We're able to like interact with people that way. So
nice. So this episode will drop on Tuesday the 28th. So, but this weekend you're the weekend before this airs. Sorry, people who are listening. Hopefully it's saved somewhere. You're doing which was the one that you're doing with the Beths?
Oh yeah, so that's this Saturday, April 28th, I think. No, 6th maybe.
I can't.
Tomorrow's
the 4th. It's the 25th is Saturday.
25th. Okay, God, I have everything wrong. Yeah, that's through Royal Mountain Records, which is like a really good label in Canada. And they're collaborating with WXPN in Philly and like the World Cafe, and just
oh wow,
getting a bunch of bands to play on the Royal Mountains Instagram. So that'll be fun. And luckily, it just worked out that they paired us up with the Beths on Saturday, and they're one of our favorite bands and some friends of ours.
They're so great.
Yeah, I just love them.
I think that Future Me Hates Me is just going to be one of those songs that's stuck in my head kind of forever.
Nice. I mean, that record is like, at this point, it's like the standard for great indie rock, in my opinion, of this kind of time.
which is a very strong time, I think.
Definitely.
I'm way into everything that's happening right now, and like kind of indie.
Oh, there's so much good music. It's actually insane. Like, I'm loving it. I've been listening a lot to the new Laura Marling record that just came out. It's awesome.
Oh my god, she's a fucking
legend.
Yeah,
she is seriously one of my all-time favorite songwriters, and she's definitely like swagged out on this album. She's like, it's very like jazzy. She's got the full band. It's so cool.
Oh God, I love it. Have you listened to the new Fiona Apple record? Because we haven't talked about that enough in my
just a little bit. I tried to. I've tried to listen to it multiple times and keep getting interrupted, and it's like kind of annoying me. And so I need to find a time when I'm just like completely alone and not in danger of being interrupted at all. And but I really like the first 2 songs. That's what I've heard so far, and it's gnarly, and she's amazing.
I listened through once on last Friday, and I was like, I need to take some time before I revisit this.
Totally.
Like, it kind of was a lot of feelings to happen.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so much sensory overload. I love it. It's
yeah. So, let's talk a little bit more about the streaming and that you've kind of been using that. It seems like you've been doing a pretty good job getting on these sort of curated, sort of live stream things, but just from your experience, has it been helpful for you, do you think, in mostly just getting the word out there? Have you been able to like recover some of the income? Because I know that there's really, I would be very happy for you, but surprised if you were making even roughly the same amount of money.
Yeah, no, we're definitely not making the same amount of money daily as we would be on tour, but like not even close. But it's more so just been a way for me to stay in touch with the songs and get to like just, feel musical and enjoy a little bit of performance, like it's something that we were kind of ramping up for on tour, like performing every night for 3 months. And now that isn't what we are being asked to do every single day. It's just different from what we were planning for, obviously. So it's been great, though. I mean, like, we are really lucky that we had our new album, and so people have been like contacting me, inviting me to do like the Audio Tree one. They're like old friends of ours, and so anything like that, just to be on people's radar at all, is really cool. But yeah, and like we've been able to sell some merch, just like doing these different streams, just being active on social media, letting people know that we have these shirts and stuff that we made for tour, and we're trying to sell them now. They have like all of our tour dates on them that are wrong, but it's kind of silly. Exactly, yeah, very rare, very bootleg. But so yeah, it's been fine though. Like, we've been lucky. People have been generous, and we've recouped the cost of our merch, which was a huge thing.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So at this point, we're just trying to sell more stuff and, ask people to donate whenever $1 here and there. Cause, luckily Sean and Marcus both work, like they have jobs, like 9-to-5 jobs that they do from home, but Dave and I are both kind of just like floating around. So it's nice to get, a few bucks here and there, but we're doing fine.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm really glad to hear that y'all are at least doing fine, about as well as one. And
we're having fun, like it's a good time, just testing the limits of technology and trying to sound good for people and talk
and stay creative.
Totally.
That's key to work out those muscles,
definitely.
To say. Yeah. So, Andrew, do you watch many live streams?
I haven't been consuming a lot of live stream content on Instagram these days, but what I am fascinated when I do get a chance to see them, and I'm definitely super fascinated by the whole green screen that you guys are running. You guys doing like a chroma key, like live layover with that?
Yes.
Or how are you guys achieving that? Like,
yeah, it's really basic. I really don't. We know very little about how to do anything like video wise, and so that was the easiest way. It seemed like, just on YouTube watching tutorials and stuff. Yeah, we were lucky because Sean, our bassist, has had a green screen already, like just randomly, and so
yeah, that was my follow-up question. Was like, how you just happen to have a green screen laying around?
He had filmed
My singer does.
Well, yeah, they're handy.
That's amazing.
He had filmed.
They are. I
He
agree.
filmed a music video a few years ago for his band, and it was like a concept where he was dressed up like the dude from AC/DC, but he was like tiny and like, so it's a long story.
Tinier,
like but like super tiny, like a shrunken person. And so you can Google it. It's called AC/DC Changed My Life. That's the name of the song. But it was super DIY, and he bought the green screen to make that video with our friend. And so he already had it, and he offered for us to use it. And we just asked some friends for help on Twitch and kind of got some pointers and off to the races. Luckily, Dave is really good at Photoshop and stuff, and so he's able to make like little graphics and like did some little animations in After Effects and stuff like that. So
nice. Yeah. Next, you have to get one of those like Green Man suits.
I actually have one. I didn't even think about that. That'd be so funny. I don't know if I have it here because it might be at my parents' house. I'm gonna have to ask them to mail it to me.
My singer has one of those. We do a lot of videos.
That's so funny.
I remember once we were filming a video and I had to put the Green Man suit on, but pantsless and with a shirt, I think, and a bolo tie, and then my hands were green screen.
Dude, that's amazing.
And then my face was covered with my hat, so I was taking my hat on and
off. You could just be like, just like a floating hat. That's great.
But our drummer was there, and I was just yelling at him, "Don't look at me!"
Wow, thank you. That's a genius idea.
You're welcome. And I'm sure you could learn if Prince could play guitar with gloves. I think you could manage it with Green Man suit fingers.
We'll just play the rocker songs, and you barely need to play the right strings.
Fair. Yeah, totally.
That seems pretty reasonable. Yeah. As soon as Emily's like, you could always wear those green suits, I'm like, what are the odds that she's going to actually have one of those laying around too?
I have one.
I mean, I guess higher.
I think it's in Kentucky at my parents' house, but I went to see Lady Gaga in like 2012 with my sisters and my friends, and we like dressed up all crazy. And I wanted to dress up like the people from the Bad Romance video, you know, the dancers. They were wearing like a white suit, but all I could find was a Green Man suit. And so I like made myself a crown and like wore that. And I was like on the news. It was great. But that was an awesome show. Lady Gaga's my favorite. She's amazing.
I 100% agree. That's one of my favorite pop artists in the last couple of decades.
Yeah. Did she play at my favoritely named venue in the world, the Yum Arena?
That was it. KFC Yum Center, baby. It was lit. It was awesome. That was like right when the Yum Center was built. It was like a year after it was built. So it was like so hype. Everyone was going crazy.
Oh my gosh, the Yum Center. But that's, I know you're in Chicago now. So what's the name of the place the White Sox play?
Oh, Guaranteed Rate Field. It's embarrassing.
That's a great one.
Their logo is a huge down arrow. So you just like drive by on the highway. It's just a massive red down arrow. It's so, because it's like an insurance company or something. They're advertising like low rates, you know, but not the best for a baseball team.
You saying Lady Gaga in the context of like live streaming reminds me of. Did either of you guys see that when Lady Gaga did the live stream for charity?
Yeah, I read about it. I saw it on Reddit. People were talking about it, but
people were like freaking out because she was using it like a vintage Neumann U47. I think.
Awesome.
Oh wow!
It's like a $20,000 vintage mic, but she had it pointed the wrong direction and in the cardioid pattern.
Well, she might have been picking up the ambient sound from that piano she was playing.
But like people are freaking out about it though. Like, what is she doing that she doesn't know how to use a mic? Like people are automatically jumping to she doesn't know how to use a microphone. I'm like, I feel like we're all missing something really big here, people.
I agree. Or she was trolling.
Like she was getting the sound from the piano. Which is what it was pointing at.
It was cracking me up because people are like freaking out. And I'm like,
You mean,
all right.
the handful of nerds who know $20,000 microphones? Yeah, I'm sure they freak out about a lot of things.
It's like seeing everybody do that reminded me of like that new Leonardo DiCaprio meme format where he's sitting on the couch with a cigarette and a beer, pointing at the TV, going, "Oh,
Yeah, that's a good one. I
like exact." They're like, "Oh, it's a U-47. Oh, wait, it's in cardioid. It is pointed the other direction."
Yeah, I'm not going to judge a woman who owns a $20,000 microphone because she's clearly doing something right with her life.
I mean, it sounded great.
Yeah, that's the
and
thing. Like, if it sounds bad, then you
she-
can wonder and ask questions. But if it sounds fine, then who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everybody's like, "That's not how you do it," but it still sounds good.
Well,
She's a witch.
Well, Prince played Boss pedals, and those are not like super duper cool these days. And
I beg to differ, but all right.
Okay, I think Boss pedals are really cool. I love Boss, but I need to send a pedal to them for repair. I'm sure that'll be fixed real soon. Oh man, not that I need it right now.
True.
Christ. What else do we have to talk about? Do we want to talk about?
Who knows?
I'm sorry. I don't usually have gaps in,
Oh, no,
in
I
the
don't
show.
care.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, there's a huge part of me would love to talk about the technical, like what does your live stream setup look like and what's your signal chain and what interfaces and how does it all come together, because I'm super fascinated by that.
It's pretty simple. And again, I don't know if the words I'm using are right and stuff like that. Basically, we have this green screen and we set it up like on one side of the room. We do it in our basement. And we bought 2 like kind of cheap webcams on Amazon. And well, we bought one at first, but then we got another one because we realized we wanted to have like a mod cam or whatever. So we just have those running like into the computer, and then we use Streamlabs, which just streams directly to our Twitch channel. But as far as like the audio goes, we use I think it's a Focusrite interface. It's red. Dave would know much more about this.
Yes.
That sounds right. It's like a 4 input, but for some reason, like Streamlabs only picks up the first 2 inputs, and so we use like a Yamaha mixer to like run everything through, because we usually end up having 3 mics, or maybe 4 actually. We use a mic. I have a Beta 57, like a Shure mic for my vocals that I use on the road too. So usually we use that for the vocal. Yeah, man, I love it. It's awesome, and I wish I had gotten it sooner. Totally. I haven't gotten sick on the road in a while, and I feel like that's part of it, which is just peace of mind, But
I actually wrote a whole article about disinfecting instruments, and about half of it was disinfecting microphones.
It's important. Yeah, I feel lucky to have that mic. We have some friends here in Chicago who work at Shure, and so we've gotten some hookups from them, which is so sick. So yeah, the other mics that we use too, they're also Shure mics. I'm not sure. They're really small and have like small little circles at the top. Like, I don't know what they're called though. I apologize.
Are they 57?
They're not
just like a
they're like they're like the size of like a small lollipop. And they're like flat and circular at the top.
Huh.
I apologize. Dave maybe I could look it up actually. But
Andrew, do you know what those are?
It sounds really familiar. I'm trying to figure out what I'm
going to look it up real quick, but we use those on both of our amps usually, or at least on mine. So yeah, we usually just mic up our amps in the room and kind of turn them down to a reasonable volume, and then and then Sean just has like a 58 to talk back, and it is very low key. I think eventually we might try some new things. We're thinking about, I don't know, like miking things up a different way, or introducing some new instruments, or we've been thinking about, well, we were going to use the SPD. Oh, it's a Beta 181. That's the mic. Just a small
Okay.
condenser mic.
All right.
But it sounds really good on my amp. I'm not sure. We use a different one for Dave's amp. I don't know. It's not a Shure mic. It's something else. But yeah, they have a great family of microphones, and so we use a bunch of theirs, and it's pretty straightforward from there. We just like have a couple clip lights that we had used, like those clamp lights that you would use for a merch setup. We just like hook those up on, a mic stand and just basic lighting. It's pretty low key. We don't have a very complicated setup, but it's
Nice.
fun.
Hey, well, if it works, that's
Yeah, so
all that
far so
matters.
good.
Yeah. So, you're in Chicago now, but you're originally from
That's right.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Cincinnati, so we eat a lot of the same foods growing up. I know we talked about this on the
Yes,
pre-show, but we didn't
dude,
record
I love
it. Skyline or Gold Star?
I've never even had Gold Star. I love Skyline.
Don't.
I love Skyline. I know when I was in 7th grade, we went on like a school trip to the Cincinnati Zoo, and
the best zoo.
It was fun, man.
Well, maybe not, but it's my
It was a
favorite
good zoo, and they tried to get us to eat Gold Star. That was like one of the 3 options that we had, and I was just like, no. So that was the closest I came.
What'd you have?
I think
what's the other option? La Rosa's pizza.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, La Rosa's.
It was good, man. But although I really don't remember it that much, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I love Skyline, man. It's a hit or miss thing. I try to take our band there on tour, and no one likes it but me, and so I always feel really bad and like selfish about it.
See, I figured after a while, if you want people to even try it, you couldn't call it chili.
I only get conies. Like I don't get. I've had other stuff, but I'm not like a 3-way girl. I like conies, and so
the conies
they're
are the
so
best
good.
still.
And we went there in November on that tour I mentioned earlier, and so we were
Nice.
in where were we? I don't even remember. Somewhere in Ohio, and our friend Seth, who was playing drums, we like took him, and I wanted to know his honest opinion because he works in a restaurant. He's kind of like a foodie, and he like hated it. And I was like, why? He's like, it's so mushy. There's like no texture. I'm like, you're right, but I think that's like why I like it. I don't know.
Yes.
It's so soft.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
It's soft.
They're bad. There are mean ways to say it has no texture, and then there's the accurate way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was heartbreaking.
We played a show in Portland at this place called No Fun, and we were kind of setting up. We were there early, despite the fact that we had been locked out of the singer's garage and had to physically break into her garage to get our gear out of it before we were able to go to Portland. So we get there and we're kind of setting up, and I hear some people talking to the bartender like, "What's the special soup?" He's like, "Oh, it's a Cincinnati style chili." So I just slide right over to the bar. I'm like, "I'm sorry, what did you say?"
That's sick, man.
The guy. Yeah, it turns out the guy is from he's from Northern Ohio, but he really likes Skyline, so he moved out to Portland, and they're going to start up a chili cart, and they're not going to call it Cincinnati style chili. I don't know exactly how they're going to market it, but I told him, I think the problem is if you call it chili, people aren't going to get it. If you call it like a Greek meat sauce or something, maybe they'll be a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah, it's something you just gotta go for. Don't think too much, you know?
Oh. Yeah,
that's exactly what I want to be told when I'm trying something new.
Just dive in.
I mean, is that not what you were told the first time you had scotch?
No?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what I was told the first time I had scotch. I still hate scotch.
More for me.
Yeah, that's right. And so I like Marion's Pizza in Dayton, and you like...
Yeah, Casano's is my favorite pizza on planet Earth.
Yeah.
I love it. And that is a bold statement, especially living in Chicago. Chicago has a lot of really good pizza, but I love Casano's. For anyone who doesn't know, in my experience, Dayton-style pizza is like really, really small squares of thin crust pizza.
So small.
Yeah, and
you can eat so many
exactly.
places.
They're like bite size, and so you can just load up your plate with like little bites of pizza. And Casano's I love because it's like they like brush the crust, like the underside, with salt. It's just extremely savory and delicious. We always get the deluxe. It just has like tiny crumbled sausage, and it's just like tiny. It's like miniature pizza. I don't know. It's so fun to eat. I love it.
It's so cute and fun. Yeah, it is fun to eat.
And it's good when it's like left out. I know it's kind of gross, but sometimes that's just what happens. Like people forget about it, go back. It's just as good like 5 hours later. Ugh. That's the Thanksgiving move. Get some casanos the night before Thanksgiving.
Oof. Yeah, I respect it. And Grater's ice cream. I love Grater's so much. It makes me cry when I eat it because I love it so much.
What's your favorite flavor?
I don't see. If it's in the summer, if they have the strawberry chocolate chip.
That is my absolute favorite. That's like an Easter seasonal. It's like April.
Yeah,
it's so annoying because I'm never in Kentucky at that time, and I always wish I was.
I know. Do you think they have it right now?
Probably. It's usually like, I swear, it's like an April-May seasonal in my memory, but maybe they've changed it. It was like usually like a springtime Easter thing, but for anyone who doesn't know, Grater's, Black Raspberry Chip is the best.
Yes.
And their chip flavors are amazing because they use like really high quality, like dark chocolate, and they put like huge chunks. So eventually,
well, it's because they just squirt it in and it molds around and then it freezes, and the chips, they're so soft.
It's unbelievable. I was telling you, I just got a pint at Jewel, which is like our local grocery store, and it is taking all of my restraint not to just like go to town.
What flavor?
Black raspberry chip. I love it.
Nice.
If I could get strawberry chip, I would, but they don't sell that in pints. But I love Grater's.
God, if I had it right in front of me right now, it would be a problem.
Someone from, I did a little interview with a local radio station recently here, and they asked me, what's your favorite kind of ice cream? I think because they asked me what I was going to spend my stimulus check on, and I was like, well, I'm going to pay my rent, but then with like the $10 I have left, I'll, after a couple months of rent, I'll buy some ice cream. And I was telling them about Grater's, and they had no idea. They were ignorant to the ways of Grater's. So,
wow. More people need to know about Grater's so they start distributing in the Pacific Northwest.
Hell
again.
yeah. Graeters. Look it up, people.
Yes. Oh, they make it 2 gallons at a time, friends.
So good.
And the French pot method. Oh my God. I had so much Grater's in the womb. It's amazing. I didn't come out a pint of ice cream.
That's awesome.
That's how you get started. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Is there anything you want to promote, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing we got going on right now is this show we're doing on Twitch. It's called Virtual Tour. Our Twitch channel is called Watch Ratboys. So if you ever think to yourself you want to watch Ratboys, you know what to do. We do it on the weekends. Yeah, exactly. It's we're going to bring it back the first weekend of May. I think we might do a special Derby episode.
The Derby's not even happening.
No, they postponed it to November. We'll see if hopefully
we will see.
But
yikes.
Yeah, but we're gonna pretend like it's happening.
Anyways. Have your men
exactly. I think we're just gonna dress up and get drunk, and I've never been drunk doing the show, so I don't know. This could be a whole idea. We'll see. But
yeah, I have a rule against drunk performing. Yeah. One drink before will get me past any anxiety.
Yeah, I don't drink at all on tour. It tends to kind of it increases my anxiety, and so when I'm about to play, and so I swear it off. I've sworn off for a few years, but hell, I mean, we're at home, so we might try it out. But yeah, other than that, our new record's out. It's called Printer's Devil, and it's on the internet everywhere. So if you want to hear some music, hit it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I first heard you all actually 1 year you played Treefort and then did a live KEXP session. I missed your Treefort performance, and then I was in a car on the way back from the airport and I heard your KEXP performance.
It might have been something else. I don't think we've done KEXP. I think it was probably some other radio station though, because we've done a bunch of those.
Did you do a live radio thing in Seattle?
Never. KEXP is like it's like a dream of mine.
Maybe they just played your song.
They might have. They've definitely been like supportive over the years, like including us in the rotation, which is really sick. We were hoping to do one on. We were like talking with them about getting it set up for our show in March, but obviously that didn't happen. We're planning to be back in Seattle in August, but we're worried that that's not going to happen. But if it does, who knows? Maybe we'll get in there.
I just looked it up in the KEXP archives. It looks like they featured you guys on January 27th, 2020.
Great, yeah.
That would not have been it.
Yeah, it was probably around Treefort time whenever
Yeah.
we did that last. I think that was 2018.
You know, it was just like the second half of the song Molly,
Cool.
so and then it was over. So I don't know if they were playing some other live performance. I don't know
There's
if they
an-
would do that.
There's an older appearance in May 25th, 2017.
Oh, very good.
No, that would not have been it
Wow.
either.
That's like right when we...
Oh.
That was before GN came out. That's cool. Who knows? Yeah, they've been nice to us, though.
Yeah, and they have laundry on site.
Cool. Good to know.
So, yeah, listen to Printer's Devil, everyone listening. It's very, very good. Check out the band on Twitch. If you liked the podcast, please give us a review on the iTunes. It really helps us in the ratings and everything, and it helps us when we're talking to the sponsors who make this show go. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/getoffset. For $25 a month, I will write you a song in the second month. No guarantees on quality. And and I will take a topic request. And we have merch. We've sold 2 shirts this month, Andrew.
What?
Hell
I
yeah.
know, for Fuzz Sake shirts too. So that's funny.
Heck yeah.
Get a shirt that says for Fuzz Sake, and if you have gotten a shirt that says for Fuzz Sake, thank you. Get a hat to match.
That warms my heart.
Andrew designed those, so he thanks you a lot. We are on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, Get All Set Podcast. Join it. We mostly talk about cats. And anything else, Andrew?
You know what? Send all the good vibes. I like vibes.
Oh, good God. Please send me some good vibes. I've just been anxiety personified.
Feel you.
Yeah.
All the good vibes, and most importantly, take care of yourselves. I appreciate everybody who listens to the show so stinking much, and I just want to remind everybody, please take care of yourselves. We care about you all very much. Yeah, do all the good things.
Get Offset loves you. Please stay home.
Yeah, man. Like, we just love you so much.
Oh yeah, sure. Just stay home and make yourselves a hot dish.
Yum.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Until next time, thanks for listening. Thanks for understanding. I'm Emily.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Julia.
Goodbye.
Bye.